The proof is in. There was an attempted coup in America. 93 WIBC, Rob Kendall. Rob Kendall Show. Thanks for joining us. Follow me on Twitter at Rob M. Kendall. All right, we're going to talk some legal stuff. And, you know, I hate the legal stuff because oftentimes it's boring and involved. But in this case, it's something you got to hear. I mean, literally, the shadow government that the tinfoil hat people have been talking about forever, it's on full display. It's real. It happened. And when we talk legal stuff, we bring in our good friend, former prosecutor in Marion County, Carl Brizzi. Carl, you were breathlessly contacting me this week. You were up in arms. You were upset. You were livid, involving the FBI and CIA and emails being changed. What happened?
Hold on. Let me adjust my tinfoil hat.
You're right. I'm just saying, for years, the people who say those things, they say, they're just crazy. They're just making things up. There is no shadow government. Oswald acted alone. But you have the proof. You say you have the proof. What happened?
Man, first of all, this is what happens when you have an FBI director who wears a dress. Okay? This is the culmination of that. But what we have is the admission that an FBI agent manufactured evidence. Here's what happened. To get the warrant on Carter Page.
Who's Carter Page?
Carter Page was the person who was the volunteer for the Trump campaign that they got the FISA surveillance warrant for. Okay,
he was the dude with the good-looking wife, right?
I don't remember. I'm sure. The FBI sends an email to the CIA asking if Carter Page is a CIA asset. The CIA responds back, "Yes, he is."
That means he's working for us.
Working for the good guys, supposedly.
Right. Okay, right.
Get this. The FBI changes the email, makes it say the exact opposite. They change the email. They alter it so that it says that he's working for the Russians. They do that so they can take that information, put in an affidavit for the FISA court, and get the warrant to do the surveillance.
Wait, let's repeat back, because you know me, Carl, sometimes I need to hear the legal stuff a couple times through. By the way, Carl Brizzi, former prosecutor in Marion County, our guest. So this guy, Page, he's working for us. Mm-hmm. He's like Johnny Rivers' secret agent man, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay, secret agent man. He is doing the stuff. He's getting the information, and the CIA sends an email to the FBI confirming this is one of our dudes.
Right.
And then the FBI goes in and changes that so that a judge will grant them the ability to do surveillance.
Can you believe it?
That's a thing.
That's actually happened. And it came out in the judiciary. The Inspector General Horowitz, who was really trying to be a straight arrow and answering these questions.
Yeah, that guy's boring.
I think there's going to be more to come. I think there's going to be indictments. Unless this FBI guy goes the way of Epstein or something. I mean, who knows, right? How deep this rabbit hole goes. And I can't imagine, Rob, for the life of me, that he would be acting alone, that he was just some rogue FBI agent. Because here's what happened. It was later discovered, right, that the Steele dossier and some of this other stuff was not what it was portrayed to be.
Right.
They ignored all of that. They still continue to press on. They got 2 additional FISA warrants. So the corruption in this goes all the way to the top. You know, I wasn't sure about the whole Trump-Russia collusion thing to begin with. Clearly that didn't happen. But clearly what did happen is collusion between the FBI, the Justice Department, and the Clinton campaign. That's the real conclusion. That's what makes these people sociopaths.
Real quick, Carl, we have to point out that people will hear the show and go, yeah, you're a Trump guy because I'm the fanboy. You didn't vote for Trump.
No, I'm not. Right. I mean, every time I talk about this, people say, oh, you're just a Trump guy. No, listen, I'm not a Trump guy. I know that the Orange Man does crazy things. I wish he would put his phone away. I do get all of that, right? And you can have whatever opinion you want about impeachment, but we're not talking about just I'm an R, you're a D. We have a different view about what happened. I'm talking about systemic corruption. Look, you can label it conspiracy theory. You can label it deep state. You can label it whatever you want. But it is what it is. Just give it a name, right? These guys were out to literally, because they thought that they know better, right? That the rest of us deplorables don't know who we ought to pick to be the president, that Trump was such a national security threat that they were going to do whatever they had to do, that the end justified the means. That's why these people are so dangerous. Can you imagine what would have happened if Hillary Clinton became president? Where would we be 3 years down the road with these maniacs in charge?
Carl Brizzi, our guest, former Marion County prosecutor. All right, so walk me through this. They changed this. They go in front of this judge. Now, the FISA, help me understand, because during the whole Patriot Act thing, people were upset about the FISA warrant process. These are the judges, right?
That's exactly
And this
right.
is what people were upset about, was the secrecy in the Patriot Act about these FISA judges, because this judge made an egregious mistake.
Well, no, the judge didn't make the mistake.
Well, he
was
approved
misled.
It. Well, okay.
He was lied to.
But part of why some of us were really upset about the Patriot Act was the lack of check and balance, that a judge just decrees something and nobody really knows what happened, and now these guys are out doing the surveillance. And this judge, I mean, yes, he got lied to, he or she got lied to, but ultimately they signed off on it. What's the vetting process?
No, you're exactly right. There's a huge problem with the Patriot Act. There's a huge problem with FISA. Look, FISA was meant, it's about foreign intelligence, right? That's why the standard is so low. It just has to be an articulable fact. It doesn't have to be even probable cause, right? You just have to state facts. They make it so low to initiate the investigation because we're talking about doing the type of surveillance against non-citizens. So the process was completely abused, but it definitely does shine a light on the fact that a super secret star chamber process with no checks and balances and no way to get at the truth or to vet the truth is seriously problematic.
Now, you see, my dad spent 20 years working for the federal judges when he was federal probation officer.
Yeah.
Probation officer,
Okay,
yeah. So he actually worked for the judges, and it was his job to give them information, about the offenders or whatever, if they're reoffending or pre-sentences or whatever, so they could make informed decisions. I'm guessing that if a federal judge had found out that my dad had lied to them, they would be very irate. Where's this judge out being irate that he got lied to by the FBI?
Well, so the judge is secret, right? So we don't even know who the judge is.
So the judge can't even come out and go, hey, that was me, I got lied to.
But you know that behind the scenes, people are going crazy, right? I mean, look, here's what happens in a prosecutor setting, okay? So let's say that law enforcement officers come to me when I'm a prosecutor and they put a bunch of stuff in a probable cause affidavit for a search warrant. And that's public, right? So defense attorneys have the right to challenge what's in that search warrant. And if it turns out that as a result of the search warrant that criminal items are found and the guy is charged, but that the facts that articulated the probable cause for the warrant were bogus or made up or exaggerated or whatever, the whole thing gets tossed out. It's called fruit of the poisonous tree.
Right.
So if the warrant is bad, the search is bad, and the stuff collected from the search is bad. So in this case, my God, if we didn't have the IG, this would never see the light of day. So we have no idea. Think about it like this. How arrogant must these people be to think that they can literally take an email from the CIA, change it, alter it, manufacture it, forge it. It's a forgery. Use that in a sworn affidavit to a federal judge and not get caught.
If you did that as a prosecutor, what happens
You're done.
to you?
You're done.
Not done like you're done with public office, like done like go to jail.
You would go to jail. Yeah, it's a forgery. It's obstruction of justice. It's perjury. It's any number of charges.
So what do these dudes think? These dudes being the FBI, that this was just never going to come out?
No, here's what I think. I think that it's not just the FBI, too. It's the Justice Department. Because even when these facts came out, they continue to do what they were doing. Here's what I think, and here's what makes them, again, so dangerous. They are 100% committed to their beliefs that they absolutely know better. The deep state knows better. You saw Fiona Hill's, her sanctimonious attitude when she was testifying about impeachment, that they somehow know better, that the people that work directly for the president, that they basically don't report to those guys. They do their deep state stuff. I don't want to sound like Alex Jones here, by the way, and I'm not trying to.
Oh, we love Jones on this show. That's my guy.
But when I look at what is going on, I have to call it what it is. So these guys, 100% committed to the idea that they know better. We dummies out here in Indiana and the rest of the country don't know what's good for us, and that Trump is a serious national security threat, and they were going to do whatever they needed to do.
You're angry. You're flustered. I've never seen you flustered before.
I'm a prosecutor. I'm a lawyer. And what I'm really upset about is that if you turn on the MSNBCs or the CNNs, they're completely lying about all of this. 100% lying.
All right, we got to leave it right there. By the way, you got a website, you got a Twitter, you do a lot of this entertaining stuff over there. Tell me about it.
CarlBrizzi.com is the website to go to. Also, you can click on Facebook, and we're trying to figure out how to add more people because we're at the 5,000 limit like you are.
Oh, man, we're both famous together. There's no one I'd rather be famous with than you, Carl. And on Twitter, @CarlBrizzi. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
93 WIBC, Rob Kendall.